So it's been nearly a decade since we last saw them on screen, but our favorite group of criminals is back to steal our hearts. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and this is Film Flare, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe and let's talk about a great show.
You know, the rich and powerful take what they want. We steal it back for you. We provide an advantage.
After an 8-year absence, Leverage is back with new episodes airing on IMDb TV. I absolutely loved this show, and if you don't know why yet, I've made another video explaining all of that. You can take a look at that once you're finished here. And almost everyone that helped make the original show so great is back on board for this one, including creators Downey and John Rogers, who are on board for the reboot as writers, with Devlin executive producing the show and also directing a handful of episodes as well. And even though the character lineup is slightly different this time around, the show still maintains a lot of its original magic that made it so well loved. I think it's safe to say that everyone was worried about how notable the absence of Timothy Hutton would be, and I'm glad the show came right out and addressed that at the very start, although I am a little bit surprised at how they decided to do it.
To Nate, yeah? 1 year gone, but never forgotten. To Nate.
I was also worried that he was going to be straight up replaced by Noah Wyle's Sam Wilson, and I think given everything, the show handled that well too. And while he's not a direct replacement for Nate, he does feel eerily similar. He's not the mastermind like his predecessor, but he is another career good guy who's grown to resent his former career and employers. In the beginning, he did feel very awkward with this group, as he should have been, having a long way to go, both in his story and with these previous characters. But I do think he was accepted as a new guy to the group way too quickly. Rather than just being another client, he seemed to come in as if he was already a member of this team from the start. And as the episodes went on, the show started to feel like it was less about the team and more about him and his own personal crusade.
We don't work for you, Mr. Wilson. We're not your private crusade team.
Even the show's title is aimed almost directly at his character.
Repentance, redemption is a process.
And while that is a bit understandable, considering we already know almost everything about almost every other character, it does inadvertently make him feel like a replacement of Nate rather than his own character. But all that said, I don't hate him. I just haven't grown to love him yet. On the other hand, from the start, I was really liking Aleyse Shannon as Brianna. The story has her as Hardison's foster sister, but she really feels more like Hardison and Parker's kid. She's got Hardison's brains and tech skills mixed with the childishness and naivete of Parker. And in Hardison's absence, I think she's a great addition to the team, and so far, one of my favorites to watch. But as far as the returning characters go, they're just as enjoyable as I remember. I'm glad the role of Mastermind got passed down to Sophie. I think the show's done a great job with her character in the absence of Nate. In the last few seasons of the original show, her story did start to get a bit stale, but this reboot has really found a great way to reinvigorate and move her character forward. And Gina Bellman always has been and still is a joy to watch. Although he was only in the first couple of episodes, Hardison seems more confident this time around, almost on the border of cocky. I guess the 8 years since we last saw him have done him really well. I was a bit bummed that we weren't going to get Aldis Hodge for the full duration of this season. He was my favorite character, and I'm excited for his return for a couple more episodes later in the season. Parker is still basically her usual weird self, and I love it.
There's nothing like the feeling of sliding into a hot, strange vent.
This season has added a bit more to her character, as now she's responsible for Brianna, but I feel like no matter how much she develops, she's always still the carefree Parker we met in season 1, who just wants to steal stuff and have fun, but now she's just a better functioning human being while doing it. And Beth Riesgraf is just as entertaining to watch as always. And rounding out the group was Kane as Elliott. There really isn't all that much to say about him yet, as he really hasn't had that much story time dedicated to him so far. And I do wish that he did have more to do. That showdown scene with him and Bly from episode 1 really had me thinking that there would be an interesting storyline with the security firm. And she was even looking like she could be a recurring adversary for the team moving forward.
I work in the field of violence. Not knowing Elliott Spencer in our line of business, it's a bit like not knowing Rembrandt.
I really liked the back and forth between her and Elliott at the warehouse, and she immediately reminded me of Sterling. Lucy Taylor, the actress who plays Bly, is billed to appear in 3 more episodes this season, so it looks like we will get more of her, and it should be fun to see how she goes up against Elliott and the team. So far, the stories themselves have been what we've come to know and expect from the team, and bring back a huge sense of nostalgia for the original series. I mean, how can you not smile when you hear all of the callbacks and catchphrases?
Damn it, Hardison!
Let's go steal a riverboat casino.
And the influence of the original series still weighs heavy on this show so far, which is to be expected as our characters learn to operate with the team that's 40% different now. But I do hope that this reboot is able to grow into more of its own thing without having to reference the past in every episode. Of course, it's not the same without all of the original characters we came to know and love over the course of 5 seasons, and 8 episodes really hasn't been enough to get attached to these new ones. But they are growing on me, and it's still fun to see most of the crew back on screen.
Let's go steal a stolen Rembrandt.
That's my girl. What just happened?
There are another 8 episodes scheduled for the back half of the season, and so far, a solid foundation has been set for all of these characters moving forward, so I'm excited to see where they all go from here. But please do let me know how you think Leverage Redemption stacks up so far, and what show would you like to see rebooted next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've stuck around this long, please do give this a like, and be sure to subscribe for more reviews like this. We've got new content coming out every Tuesdays and Fridays. But until next time, have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.
I said one job. The job's not done.